Support.
The maestro, please!
It is starting to heat up outside, and I wish I could say the same for the amount of albums that we're talking about. This will be for the week of
June 18th, 2022.
On this day in music back in 1973, I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton was recorded. While the song was successful when Dolly Parton released it, most people nowadays know it for Whitney Houston's version that she did back in 1992 for the movie The Bodyguard. Two Steps from Hell released a new thing. We've talked about their stuff before. Hopefully it makes its way up the classical chart.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
1981's You Must Believe in Spring by legendary pianist Bill Evans. It was his 70th studio album, and this was the last time he would record with bassist Eddie Gomez and drummer Elliot Zygmunt. This is the 2022 Remastered, done by Paul Blakemore at Concord Studio, and yes, it does include the 3 bonus tracks from the original album sessions. I haven't talked about this series in a while. From the Blue Note Tone Poets series, Freddie Hubbard's 1964 Breaking Point. This is after Hubbard just left Art Blakey's Jazz Messengers to form his own group with James Spalding, Ronnie Matthews, Eddie Kahn, and Joe Chambers.
Singing,
I love rock and roll!
Oddly enough, Kate Bush's Hounds of Love is now even moving further up the charts. It's at number 2 on the rock albums chart right now. People really watching Stranger Things, I guess.
It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop.
I got one coming over your heart right now.
Album number 4 from Post Malone, 12 Carat, Toothache. And yes, for all the diehard Post Malone fans out there, there is already a deluxe edition which has 2 additional bonus tracks on it. I know we talked about how long The Fame has been up here. It's in the 400 club, being on the electronic albums chart for more than 400 weeks. The only one in that club, given we have 3 on here in the 300 and up week club. That being David Guetta's Nothing But the Beat, Daft Punk's Random Access Memories, and Gorillaz' Demon Days.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please!
Bitch, you ugly as fuck. You out of pocket. 2 ATMs, you stepping to what? You out.
Very curious to see how Top Dog Entertainment fares now that Kendrick has completed his contract and is no longer going to be with the label, especially considering he was Top Dog's flagship artist.
When you drunk, you tell me exactly how you feel. When I'm loaded, I keep it real.
You know, it's amusing. If you take all of the tracks on this album and even include the tracks from the deluxe edition, making it a total of 22 as opposed to 16, you still have more producers on this album than tracks on this album. 25 producers worked on this project.
You know it's not the same as it was.
You know, just saying, if I was the owner of a sushi restaurant, I would absolutely just blast the first track from this album on repeat, Music for a Sushi Restaurant.
I got one coming over your heart right now.
For both Beer Bongs and Bentleys and Hollywood's Bleeding, we talked about both those albums for over 20 weeks. 21 for Beer Bongs and Bentleys and 27 for Hollywood's Bleeding. Let's see if this one can keep the trend going, or at least get to over 20.
Y ahora toca un verano sin ti. La estoy pasando bien, no te voy.
I know we talked about last week how this was one of 2 all-Spanish albums to ever get to number 1, the other one being Bad Bunny's other album, but now this is the first all-Spanish album to spend more than 1 week at number 1. So we're still in kind of that summer slump. We'll see how long it lasts, but hopefully you can listen to some other albums that we've talked about before to distract yourself with how hot it's getting.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please! Maestro!